Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode three of our three-episode Shadowlight and Persona adventure, featuring the antics of our also three daring, intrepid space people. Uh, and so we are. This is using my trick of Shadowlight, my campaign frame called a Covenant to Man a Galaxy in Tatters. It is my question to space opera, which is, well, what if everybody lost, and how do you pick up the pieces afterwards? So we have the ragtag crew of the Speed Racer, which is a ship that belonged to Dorcas's grandfather, which he has uh, been keeping together for the most part, keeping fueled, keeping intact, and just flying and trying to survive in a very chaotic, uncertain galaxy with uh, companions Dev and Maze along the way. And we started this journey off. Um, Making the decision to rescue a freighter from pirates and defeating the pirates, foiling their plans, and finding out that on board the freighter was a group of about 20 or so refugee former prisoners of the authority. They had been press ganged into involuntary servitude in their home star system, where some strange characters came in and, under the guise of being planetologists and surveyors, instead turned out to be really bad guys and took over the system and started using it to conduct experiments in terraforming and uh, who else knows and who knows what else. Now, in our first episode is where we learned of all this. The second episode, we went to the system. We found out that there was a um, kind of a skeleton crew, if you will, in place of authority personnel, um, and in the course of exploring what they have made of the system, discovered that they were launching some missiles that contained a something that allowed them to reverse the flow of time, and they undid the destruction of a planet in the system, and then um, after posing as secret inspectors, managed to find out that this was the plan of the folks that were still on board the station. They were some sort of cult, some sort of secret organization working within the authority that was looking to reverse the flow of time in the hopes that they might be able to figure out how to undo the war that put everybody in the position that they're in right now, which would effectively return the authority to power. So they managed to, let's see, managed to get their hands on a one of these missiles that contained a sample of the primordial matter that is being used, brought it back to their ship, and just as they got it back to their ship, watched as another missile was launched, which undid the departure of the task force, which was in place, which had deployed the original planetologists and surveyors to begin with. So all of a sudden, what seems like a dozen ships just appeared out of nowhere, filled to the brim with all kinds of authority personnel, materials, and resources. And now y'all are stuck and um, kind of need to know what you're going to do, what you want to do, what your plan is, and what you're going to do. You've got two ships. You've got the Speed Racer, and you've got the repurposed pirate ship, which you basically left the former prisoners to run on their own. They are outside the system, and you guys are docked with the station that is in orbit around this large orange star at the center of this star system. So you just got your hands on one of these missile pods, the time goop egg, as it has been so affectionately referred to as, um, which I'm grudgingly allowing. Uh, but things have gotten way more interesting, and you suspect that if you hang around for too long, you're going to get the attention of these people that just showed up.
Well, I thought the plan was to do their plan, but backwards.
I do remember hearing you talk about that, yes.
Okay.
Um, now, do you want to examine the missile pod in any way?
Yes, but also terrified to touch.
Okay.
Um, let's do it. I mean, like, there's no, we just gotta do it,
to do
right?
to do something, do it. So, gonna pop
Uh,
that bad boy open.
I would like to first study the outside of the missile pod, make sure there's no like triggering elements. You know that like when I open this, it won't immediately just go kaboom me.
Kavumi, technical term.
I'm not the splicer in the group. I wield shit together and hope for the best.
Okay. So
Uh,
would our hacker slicer person like to examine the pod?
Sure. I'm down. I'm so down to clown. Do
All right.
this.
So
can I pry assist?
upon a cursory examination, you do realize that it is sealed with a um, there is a security mechanism in place which you would have to bypass.
Mhm.
So that would be the first thing you would be doing is slicing.
Okay. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna be slicing and dicing.
Knew it.
Okay. Okay. Whew. um. Right. Mod. Okay. That's a 13.
All right. You're good.
Yee.
You're successful as substantive of a security system is to keep this from being tampered with. It was no big deal for you, and you pop a couple of latches, and there is a casing panel that comes open. What you find is what looks like a kind of a paneled sphere, almost like a soccer ball or a volleyball. That is where the panels of the sphere are have openings on them, and at the center of that sphere is another sphere which is about the size of a golf ball, maybe, and is utterly black, like does not reflect light in any way. Um, and doing a scan of it, you said, Dorcas, you said you wanted to study. So but the study does, there's nothing opposing the study, so you can basically just take a hand scanner and you can run it over it. One thing that you find is that the the outer sphere is providing a magnetic field which is keeping the inner sphere stable. So one of the things that you learned from the book was that, and it lines up, it tracks with what, and surprisingly enough, tracks with what would be necessary in order to pull off a plan like this guy explained to you. This cult leader um, is this material that is known by a variety of names, but is referred to as uh, having been around since the origin of the universe. Primordial matter, dark matter, meta adaptive properties, uh, makes the impossible possible. Uh, it goes by a variety of names and a variety of descriptions. Um, it also says that it is incredibly volatile, and the only way to keep it from basically, like, its half life is like minutes. So it will disintegrate and it will be completely inert and completely ineffectual if it is not contained within this magnetic field. The other thing that you notice is that attached at multiple points to the outer sphere are interface cables to an onboard computer, and it looks like the computer received instructions from an external source and is providing that programming to the field generator, which is the sphere, the outer sphere. So somebody basically wrote a computer program to give the sphere instructions and is using the inner sphere as fuel for all intents and purposes in order to carry out those instructions. The one thing that you're able to get, Dorcas, from your scan is that the computer program that's running is incredibly complicated. Is um, is is doing math on a scale that makes your head hurt.
That doesn't seem too hard. Um,
So if you if you want to try and beat them at their own game, chances are you probably don't have enough of the primordial matter just within this pod, and also you would have to program it, and you don't have your ship's onboard computer is not powerful enough in order to program the matter to do what you want it to do.
is the stations? I mean, obviously the stations is because
It's a
big,
very
yeah.
it's a very good bet that the station's computers, because the cultists were doing that to begin with.
I'm gonna say a really bold statement. I think we should split the party.
Okay. Here's I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree. Okay.
Right,
I agree.
we're getting bold, we're getting wild.
We're getting bold, we're getting wild because we have to do this.
Right.
And I was thinking split the party in the way that, like, I maybe go back on the station and
Yep.
I destabilize
Yep.
all of them. I don't know what you're thinking. That's what I was thinking. I could also be so stupid and, like, not big brained, but that's where that's what my mind jumped to as a plan.
I mean that's pretty close to what I was
Okay.
thinking. I was thinking more so, again, just maybe changing up the codes and what needed to be done. But like detonation could work too. I'm just a little scared on like a massive scale what that would look like.
Yeah.
And then of course the split of the party is Dev and I hop on a ship, make them think that we've left this station, and go be a distraction in GTFO somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Turns to look at Dev, yes.
So what I'm hearing
What you're gonna do is be firing
You're shooting things.
blasters.
And then you came in blasting.
Yeah, at the motherfuckers that just showed up. And then
All right.
I'm gonna be working with those stupid motherfuckers on the ship that we already met. I'm not gonna work with them. I'm gonna be
No.
near while I work and cause a disturbance. Minor
Or major.
or major. I am down for either. I have a knife and I like using it a lot. So
I'm going to fly the ship.
Okay.
And pretend like I didn't hear a single word that Maze just said.
So Maze, you're staying on the station.
Yes.
Dorcas and Dev, you're staying on the speed racer, and
Am I taking our goop egg
I,
back?
yeah, I think you should take the goop egg back.
Okay.
The one thing I think though that we need is a fake goop egg.
Mm.
Because it's got to be like a proper heist moment, just in case we get
Okay.
pulled over and they're like, "Give us back our goop egg."
So then
do you
I
want to try and remove the field
yes.
generator from the egg to hand them back an empty shell?
But then
Either
where do we put this?
I I have all the drones, remember?
Yes.
You do.
So we can use the drones again. Wherever I go, I have more followers. uh
Dorcas, you have the engineer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um,
Build
if you want to basically have Maze uh, walk back towards the station with the empty shell, you can try to remove the um, the field generator and housing and primordial matter from inside of it.
Well, Maze needs the primordial matter and the goop. I was saying Dorcas and Dev would take the fake empty missile head in case we got stopped while we're leaving the station, and they're like, "Hey, give us back our missile." And we would, but there'd be nothing in it. LOL, jokes on them.
and then I would
Somebody's
use
back on your station using
yeah,
that to destroy you. Ha ha ha.
I mean,
yeah, and then I have the drones, so I don't have to touch yucky egg goop.
Yeah.
The drones do.
Because that's
So
what
yeah,
they're for.
we're
Yeah.
still doing a removal thingy.
Yeah.
I just would like to use. Do I still? I guess I should clarify before I say any statements. My gear points from last session. Do those roll
Yeah.
over into? Okay.
You have yet to establish their benefit.
I would like to try and establish a benefit for a gear point of containment.
Okay.
Something that the drones can use to carry the thing, so that way they still can move and use their robotic appendages.
So you want them to be able to do that at the same. So you want to assign additional utility to the drones.
It's more so. I guess I was thinking because I've been imagining these drones as dogs. Big
My
scary
dogs.
robot dogs.
They
like
can fly sometimes.
that can fly. Yeah. Giving them like the
They have little
Saint
jetpacks.
Bernards with their big barrels. I
Okay.
want like a big barrel, but for antimatter.
Sure, but you know what? Honestly, that I don't see that as you can still hold on to the gear point. I mean, the containment is relatively really the whole thing with the gear points is that it would be something that would provide you with a mechanical benefit. So in this case, I mean, we're just basically talking about a metal drum.
Yes,
That's what it sounds like to me.
correct.
So I won't let you. I won't dock you a gear point for that.
Excellent.
You come across enough stuff. You have a surplus of stuff. And
Bit of a
there's-
hoarder.
Yeah, and amongst the stuff is some type of a
bajillion mason
cylinder.
jars.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Space mason jar.
Mason jars, space and
A
jars.
space and jar.
So all right. So you're going to remove it. So I need you to roll engineer. And I'll give you an extra die. The drones can help you.
All right, drones. Don't mess this up for me. All right. Hey, that's a 13 with a 10.
Yay.
Nice. All right. You perform surgery on the probe and lift the entire assembly of magnetic field generator with the primordial matter inside, the onboard computer, the whole thing. You just kind of slots out of its rig, leaving behind the empty probe as a shell. So you get to crit. You get to bank a crit.
Oh no, it wasn't 2 10s. It was just 110.
Oh, well, okay. It sounded like
Yeah.
you said a 13 out of 10. So, okay. Never mind. Then you don't make a grade. But don't forget, Dev, you should still have, I think, 2.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Okay. And Dorcas, did you use the one that you, because I thought
Nope. I still have one.
you still have one. Okay. Cool. All right. So at this point, the ship, the speed racer, you get a warning that you're being scanned. So are you going to undock from the station and make a break for it?
Yeah, once Maze is off and all the drone
Maze is
stuff's
off,
done.
and so Maze has the primordial matter, and you have the empty shell on board the ship. Okay. All right. So as you undock, you're being scanned. So what are you going to try and do to either?
Oh, we're the speed racer is called the speed racer for a reason.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually gonna go fast, but we sure try.
Okay.
Because I gotta make this seem like we're
would you
trying to
like
get
to
away.
would you like to maybe use one of those gear points to maybe say that you have like afterburners or something like that that you can use to get a temporary boost?
Absolutely, I love it. We're gonna Dom Toretto this.
We'll push that big red button on the panel.
Yeah, it's a whole like NOS
This
situation.
shiny red candy-like button.
Nah, it's gotta be a big lever. It's like a brake.
So you're just gonna make a run for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So
It's
as
the
you
goal,
as
distraction.
you engage those afterburners and as you go Tokyo Drift, you see that one of the cruisers has launched. It has attack fighters that are mounted to its exterior. It doesn't have a landing bay. It doesn't have a docking bay. It has attack fighters that are mounted to its exterior. So it deploys them, and they start heading in your direction. Meanwhile, Maze, you're on the station, and you have the guts of this probe torpedo thing with the primordial matter, and you have the drones. So, what would you like to do?
I'm like thinking about the plan. Try not to think too hard about it. I think I want to take half of my drone dogs that we've now themed, which I love.
Okay.
And I want those drones to cause like a problem somewhere else on the ship. To kind of like distract from what I'm doing.
Okay. So what you notice as soon as the speed racer pulls away is part of this detachment of authority ships was a handful, maybe 6 smaller freighters, bigger than the speed racer, but smaller than that bulk freighter that you first encountered.
Yeah.
But they have been deployed from the largest ship in this technical task force. So it looks like the authority puts together these kind of mission specific task forces based on the mission profile where they're getting used. So this is a technical task force, and it was deployed specifically to outfit and support this this scientific endeavor, so to speak. So of those 6, a couple of them have made their way towards the station and have docked with the station. And whereas previously it was like a ghost town, there are several crews of personnel that are making their way onto the station. So what you will have to do is So what I'm hearing is a couple things. I'm hearing you want to use the drones to cause a distraction.
Yeah.
And while the drones are causing a distraction, what do you want to do?
I'm going to put the unstable, like, I want to go back into the missile room with the unstable core and
Okay.
then access the computer from there.
Okay. So first, what we'll do is what do you have? I'm trying to think. Besides the automatic skills, what skills did you take? I know that you took sneak, and I
Sneak,
know.
slice, shoot, and strike.
Okay. So you can give the drone dogs some very basic instructions.
Yes.
Um, because anything more than that would involve an engineer, and unfortunately, you're not that technically
No.
apt.
Mm-mm.
So you can basically be like, go run there, do some very basic instructions.
Yes, go run over there and pee oil on all of them.
So where the speed racer docked with the station, um, there's a corridor that leads towards the main trunk of the
Yeah.
station, and you can hear the sound of turbo lift shafts that are operating. You can hear life coming back to the station. Um, so what you can do is I'll let you the way you can benefit mechanically from the drones is to give you an extra die on the sneak. You basically using those drones as a distraction, while the other ones. So you've got 6 drones. 3 of them are causing the distraction, and 3 of them are carrying um, the primordial matter assembly with them.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll sneak.
Sneak. Okay. That is an 11.
Total. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, it was a good idea, but uh, you see a crew of maybe 4 authority personnel, and they're dressed in scientific jumpsuits. They're not in military uniforms. They're in these kind of like light gray jumpsuits, black boots, very utilitarian, and they are manning computer terminals down from where. And as you come down and you come to the central trunk and you come to the set of turbo lifts, then maybe it's the radiation signature of the magnetic field generator. Something sets off an alarm, and they start looking around, and they see you.
Not ideal. Yeah, not ideal. I'm honestly just gonna make a break for it and give the simple um order to the dogs to just follow me.
Okay. Um, well, they're still armed, despite being low-level scientific flunky functionaries. They are still armed, and they're like, "Hey, get back here! What are you doing here? Where are you going?"
Nowhere. I don't know you. You're a stranger.
Um, so I'm gonna need you to defend
Defend.
because they're going to pew pew and uh, fire off some pistol shots at you.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. You are in luck because it seems like this magnetic field generator is strong enough that it's almost like giving you a force field. So the blast bolts are um, are kind of being repelled by that magnetic field generator. So they just bounce off you harmlessly.
Nice.
Give me another sneak because you're going to have to try and find a side passageway in order to
Yeah.
get out to evade their attention.
That's an 8.
That's not great. All
Uh,
of a sudden, the alarms go off,
Mhm.
and you hear security personnel to level 4 alpha, intruder alert, intruder alert. Um,
Can I? So we put the core in something.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
like a big heavy metal canister. And
Then I'd like
the drones are they're using their little tractor beams to
Mhm.
hold it.
Okay. I'm gonna tell them to put it down and then defend me.
Okay. So out from one of the turbo lifts, just like before when you first got on the station, comes a detachment of soldiers. They are in combat jumpsuits. They are in or are armored uniforms, not heavy armor, but uh, it looks like their uniforms have armor paneling on the exterior.
Yeah.
But helmets that fully cover their head, heads up display, carbines, all authority issue, and they're pointing them and they're saying, stop, halt.
I say you don't want to shoot me, and that I can guarantee because I have the thing right next to me.
Get down on the floor, put your hands on behind your head, and kneel down. And we're going to take what's the word? Possession. We're going to take possession of the device.
I don't have a device. I just have drones that I brought with me, and honestly, that's all I
Stop
have.
talking.
No, I refuse to not stop talking. I don't know. You're confusing me.
I refuse to not stop. Okay, yes, yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep talking. That's what I mean. I'm gonna confuse you as much as
All
you're
right, well
confusing
then,
me. This is garbage.
one of them is going to come straight up to you, and basically uh, take the rifle and just put it in. Just trying to headbutt you with it, but it's just trying to smack you in the face with it.
Yeah. What
So
am I rolling?
go ahead and roll defend.
Defend. Okay.
Now, do you want the drones to give you a bonus, or do you want them to operate independently and have them do something else?
I want them to go rabid on all of these
Guys?
guard things. I don't know what they are.
Yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Oh, I lost that. It's a 12.
All right. So he comes up, he tries to smack you in the face with his gun, and you just spin out of the way like it's no big deal.
Yeah, can I quickly retaliate?
Sure.
And I'd like to, yeah. No, actually, no, I can't do that either. I'd like to strike with my knife.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't great. That's a 9.
What's your next highest?
9.
Okay, that's enough to beat me.
Yes.
So you get a hit on them. And I'm going to cut back quick to the speed racer. All of a sudden, you are being hailed. So as you're making the run for it, you are being hailed.
Is
And
there
it's
caller
one of
ID?
the attack fighters. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was asking if there was caller ID. It's an attack fighter. Okay. I'd like to ignore the call and keep flying.
All right. So you're going to try and outrun them. So you're
Yes.
using operate to pilot, right?
Correct.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. And you have, don't forget that you have, we're giving you an extra die for those afterburners.
Heck yeah. I need it. That is gonna be a 12.
All right, that's good enough. So if you get 3 successes on before they do, then you will have basically made it to the edge of the system and outrun them. Back to mains. So it seems like the troopers recognize that using blast fire in and around you and that device is unwise. Um, Almost like you said you shouldn't fire at it, and the scientists were like, "Yeah, you shouldn't fire it." Like they were actually agreeing with you. But you're muted. Maze
I'm here because sorry, I muted. I'm here because I was the person that was making sure that everything was perfect for all of you. And then I found this unstable core out and about. Like fucking like what are we doing here?
And one of the basically they close with you and they're just starting to go wail on you. So defend, please.
That's a 9.
That's not good enough. You take a hit.
Great.
What's your vitality?
3.
Okay. All right. It's the dog's turn.
What am I rolling?
We'll say you can roll 2 dice and add cunning.
My cunning?
No. Yeah, sure. We'll call it your cunning. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 10.
That's not good enough. So that won't land a hit on them. But it is back to you.
Okay. I'd like to try to make a break for it.
All right. So you're gonna roll sneak again?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 10.
That's not good enough.
Fuck off. I just
They have some. They have. Maybe they have, or you're not. You're not sure. They're keeping track with you. They're keeping pace with you. You are not able to evade them successfully. So it seems like you hear the sound of like mechanical assembly real quickly from behind you, almost like somebody either loading ordnance into the rifle or maybe making some type of adjustment to it.
yeah.
You hear and all of a sudden you what's fired in your, I'm going to need you can roll defend and you can add cunning instead of stature if you want, because you're going to be trying to jump out of the way of this, but it looks like they have launched some type of like netting at you, like liquid cable or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll that for me.
That's another 10.
Okay. So you are bound up in this netting.
Oh, shit.
And when that happens, I now need you to roll steel. Let's see. Would steel be right? Hang on. Let me pull up the character sheet real quick. If I look at, so I can look at the automatic skills. Yeah, steel. It seems like either there's a substance coating the liquid metal, the liquid cable, or it's emitting something is trying to render you unconscious.
Incredible.
So then, so roll steel for me, please.
That's a 7.
Got it. Unfortunately, you're unconscious,
Okay.
and we'll come back to you in a second.
Well.
So, Dorcas and Dev, you are running. I need another piloting.
That's 2 10s.
All right. What's the total on the first one?
13.
All right. That's a second success. So you need one more, and you'll have made it out. You're still being hailed.
I'm still ignoring that hail.
Okay. Maze, you wake up and you find yourself inside of a very drab, unimpressive room. Metal benches, a very basic head in the corner, refresher, and what looks like a wall in front of you that's kind of faintly glowing, kind of a red orange. Um, looks like a brig.
Can I see any technology in here?
You
Or can I assume that there's technology
Yes,
behind
you can assume
glowing
that there's
wall?
technology in there. Yes.
Okay. So then the first thing that I want to try to do is not be bound because you said I was bound, right?
Well, you were. Well, you're not bound anymore.
Oh, okay.
As soon as they knocked you out, they removed the netting.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get in the wall. I'm just gonna try to get into whatever's behind the wall, whatever's
Yeah.
making it glow. I'm kind of intrigued, honestly.
I mean, it looks like a force field emitter, and you're. I mean, it's fairly standard technology. So
Okay.
instead of bars on the brig, it's a force field that would hurt you if you came into contact with it.
Okay. So then I'm gonna try to go anywhere on the wall that doesn't have the force. Or okay, is it just coming from one wall?
It's a frame,
Yeah.
and it's being emitted. So there's wall paneling
Yeah.
to the left and right of it. So you can
Mhm.
try and find
Yeah.
gut circuitry inside of that.
That's what I would love to do.
Okay. So they took your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So all you've got is your bare hands, your unimpeded hands.
Great.
Just real quick looking at. So one thing, since you have the security expert background, right?
Yes.
Okay. So because it's always true,
Yes.
despite the fact that you were taken, like your knife was taken and your blast pistol was taken, you always have ways of hiding your slicing gear with you.
Yes.
So you tuck it in a sock, or you have a little cybernetic like panel in your arm that but you can never be deprived of your slicing gear.
Yeah.
Because your background is always true.
Mhm.
Your background enhancement. So go ahead and roll. The first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to because the paneling is reinforced, because it is the brig and they really hope that people don't try and pull the paneling away. You'll have to give me something brute force like let's see. Go ahead and just roll 2 dice and add your stature.
Okay. That is a 10.
Okay. You can feel the tingle of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard enough to. It's not powerful enough to shock you, but you can definitely tell that there is live electricity running through the panel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cutting back to Dorks and Dev. One more outrun.
A 12. I'm muted. No, I'm not.
Now you're not.
A 12.
12 is.
Yeah.
Do you want to use a critical?
Sure.
Okay. So by using the critical, you get third success, and you make your way to the edge of the system. And are you going to meet up um, with the marauder and your former prisoner new friends, or are you leaving them by themselves?
Um. Ooh. I would like to consult Dev. Dev, do we go
Dev
back?
is like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we go back and do we go back for the pirate friend, ex-pirate friend buddies, pirate buddies, marauder buddies? Let them know that bad shit's coming, or do we do a loop-de-loop and pool and try and
But
be distracting?
what about Baze? Are we gonna go back and get her, or
Yeah.
are we gonna bring them with us?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do we want to get the bigger ship and go back?
Well, if we have both the ships, I mean that's 2 against however
17,000.
hundreds they have. So
Uh-huh.
when we double our odds,
I
though,
like
right
it.
there.
You don't have to tell me the odds.
Well, I mean we doubled them because we had 1, now we have 2. 2
Okay.
is better than 1.
And maybe they'll have that lasagna ready, so
Oh yeah.
Maze will be so hype about that. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the Marauder.
All right. All right, Maze, you pulled that panel away. It's humming with electricity, and you can feel the tingle, and you can try and deactivate the force field with Slice.
Uh, that is a 12.
It's really good, and the technology is hardened against your tools, and it doesn't budge.
Damn, man. Ah.
Now, I seem to recall that you have an unspent development point that you didn't tell me about from last session. So, do you have any thoughts about how that might help you in the situation? If what did you, so your slice? What do you add to your slice? Cunning,
Prowess.
prowess. Okay. What's your prowess?
3.
Do you want to say that you want to bump your prowess up to 4?
Sure.
Because in that case, you would have had you said you had a 12, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 13.
It would have been a 13. So that would be enough to deactivate the force field.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
So
do that.
as far as you can tell, you are in a completely separate part of the station at this point,
Okay.
from where the speed racer docked. But you are without drones and without device.
Can I use a slice tool as a weapon? One of them. Can I theoretically say that?
Sure. To be able to attack with to roll strike. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So then the first thing that I'm gonna do is find the closest guard and attack them while they're not looking.
All right, and that's a surprise attack. So
Yes.
I'm just gonna say you walk up right behind one and you got him.
Yay. All right. And then I take whatever weapon I can see. I don't ever steal from bodies. That's
Okay.
just not my thing.
Well,
So
did you kill him or did you just knock him out?
I knocked them out. But it's just a body to me right now.
Okay.
They're not walking, so it's just a body.
Are you going to take their armored jumpsuit and pretend to be them?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I have their blaster.
Yes. Okay.
um,
So you look like a guard now.
Incredible. I want to get somewhere that I can see where I am, so I can understand where I need to be.
Okay. So, I mean, accessing a schematic of the station is easy.
Mhm.
It's a low, almost like a blue level command pathway, and there's no intrusions countermeasures preventing you from accessing a schematic of the station.
Great.
So, um, it looks like the brig is in the main trunk of the station, and is all the way at the bottom.
Okay.
So you have two smaller rings at the top and the bottom, and then you have the larger ring in the middle. And the
Mhm.
larger ring in the middle is where all of the ships or the station's offensive systems are,
Mhm.
as well as those missile launchers.
Yeah.
Um, the very center of the trunk is where the power generator is, where the engine room is, the engineering station, uh,
Mhm.
and also where the main computer is.
Great. I want to get there.
Okay.
If I can divert um power to the missiles and then reroute the missiles, that's kind of what I'm doing. That's kind of what I would like to do based on our plan.
Getting to the central ring is easy, and
Mhm.
especially now that you look like a guard.
Mhm.
Um, the only thing that um, you know that the guards are tasked in squads,
Mhm.
so each one of them travel in squads of four.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're by yourself, you are eventually going to come across other guards, and they're going to say, trooper number QXV94, why are you separated from your detachment?
Trooper reporting. Uh, you know, I had to take a piss so bad. Okay, I'm so sorry that I left my spot, but at the same time, I didn't want to get my piss all over the main computer. And puddles, just not it around there. I understand that, and so I wanted to make sure that one, I was far enough away from it that you know, no piss getting on that, and I just wanted to be a good guard, and I wanted to make sure the rest of my squad is already over there. They know where I am. I just need to go back. That's it.
Okay, roll argue for me while you're trying to them this line of bullshit.
Yeah, that's a 13.
I, they look at you like you are an alien, like you are just non-human, while you tell them this outrageous and yet offensive story about how you are unable to hold your waste processing facilities features, and sure, whatever. I guess go rejoin the rest of your squad.
All right. See you later.
And so you make your way to a turbo lift, and
Mhm.
you're at the central ring, and we're gonna go back to Dorcas and Dev. So you have joined up with the former pirate marauder and your former prisoner refugee people, and what you want to do.
We're heading back to get Maze. Surely by the time we get back, Maze will have accomplished all of the goals they set out to do. That was the plan after all. Absolutely nothing could have ever gone wrong on the station. Maze said of a wide variety of things that they were gonna do if something were to happen. So I believe they mentioned having a knife.
Oh yeah. One
So
thing you know for sure is that Maze always has a knife.
yeah, she's
All right.
got this completely under
So with
control.
you and the Marauder, making your way back into the system, it seems like um, the task group, the task force has deployed itself, has kind of spread itself out around the system. And so your entry point takes you towards what's called the Lancer, which is one of their anti fighter frigates, and that's the first thing that's going to hail you. Unfortunately, this time they're piggybacking a signal on that, so it seems like they're going to try and have you. They're trying to turn on your comms whether you want to or not. So, do you want to try and prevent them from hijacking your comm system?
Yes. And if I would like to go ahead and spend my other critical
Okay.
on this.
Okay.
Because I would like to rickroll them in the process.
So you jam their transmissions with a rendition of a popular song from about 50 years ago from some guy that nobody knows anymore, and
My grandpa played the song for me all the time growing up.
oh yeah, you're having flashbacks, like you're sitting in the co-pilot seat of the speed racer while he's up there, and he's got the spin radio going on, the space internet, and it's just like bringing you right back to that moment. And when that happens, you are met with more fighters.
Dev,
And
Dev,
you're definitely going to start opening fire.
Dev, you know what to do, Dev.
God, I think I could do more than one thing in my life other than shoot them down.
You lied. I mean, you last episode you did lie very well.
You did.
9, 12.
12. They're really good. They're evading your fire. They're ducking and weaving. Dorcas? The Marauder is also going to open fire on them as well.
Good for them.
So next time around, Dev, we can say that you're coordinating fire with the Marauder, and so you can take an extra die.
Cool.
Dorcas, are you doing anything?
Bob and weaving.
Okay.
We're also not getting hit.
Okay, so I'm shooting at you, so you can defend. You can
Listen to the
operate
rhythm of the song.
You can resist or oppose with your operate.
Okay, that is an 11.
What's your next highest?
11.
Okay, that beats me. So you're ducking and weaving. Okay, Dev. Your turn.
Come on, babies. Come on, loves. Come on. Oh, dear. What are you? 12.
That hits.
All right.
So this little fire team takes a hit, and now they're going to try and get in a hit on you. So Dorcas, operate.
$11.
Not good enough. Ship takes a hit.
Man.
So the Marauder comes over your comms and is like, "We'll give you cover fire. Where are you going?"
The station, Planet 5-ish. I don't want to say the name of the station over the comms in case we.
I see. 5-ish. Got it. Okay. Well, we'll do our best to cover you until they overwhelm us, and I'm sure they're going to try and board us. But
feed them some lasagna. It might make them more tolerable.
Got it. Copy that. Roger, Roger.
They're gonna
All right.
die, Dev.
Maze, back to you. So you have made your way up the turbo lift to the level. So and you remember from the last episode that the command center is all the way at the top, so the opposite end of the trunk, the central spine. But the center is where the main computer is, where the power generator for the station is, and that larger outer ring is where all the weapon emplacements are. So you're hanging. I mean, there are people that there are other scientists, engineers, and guards, and they're just all kind of going about their business. They're monitoring computer terminals and performing maintenance and like they never left.
Yeah. Am I incorrect in remembering that the main computer is in the middle, or is the main computer in the control room?
The main computer's in the middle also. The computer core of the station is at the center of
Okay. And so that's where everybody is. So I'm not facing like head on that guy that we were talking to that was like, okay, weird. Okay, great. I was kind of afraid that like I went all the way up there for no reason, but okay.
You didn't go back. No, the command center is at the top of the spine.
Okay. Yeah. So has anyone taken notice of me, or like, can I?
You're right now you're blending in.
Incredible.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to follow a scientist out the door whenever they do.
Okay.
And take them out non-lethally.
Okay.
So that I can switch out of my armored gear to a science, so I can look like a scientist.
You're not going to, again, with the the fact that you're disguised as a guard, and this guy has no clue that you're about to do violence to him. You're with your surprise attack. It's pop, drag him off into a storage closet and leave him there in his skivvies while you put on his science outfit. Outfit change, wardrobe change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you're a scientist now. You can go do science stuff.
Incredible. I'm not gonna say anything. Just gonna keep my mouth shut because I've learned that I need to shut the fuck up when I come into new spaces. So
5x5.
Huh?
I read you 5x5.
So I'm gonna walk into the room and just look to see where an open terminal is.
You're able to get to one, no problem.
Okay. When I was unconscious and everything was taken out of me, off of my person.
Off of your person.
Sorry. When everything was taken off of my person.
You do have some cybernetic components and probably a little like secret hideaway or whatever. So but they didn't take anything out of you. No, they just took things off of you.
I don't think I'm gonna have a comm built into me.
No.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna get to the computer terminal, and the very first thing I'm gonna do is try to open a safe channel with Dorcas and the Speed Racer. Just to let them know what the fuck is going on, because nothing went to plan. Absolutely nothing went to plan.
So opening the channel is easy,
but
getting detected is the tricky part.
Yeah.
So if you want a communications channel that is not going to be detected, then you are going to have to do some skill that you don't have. But you can still try.
Yeah.
You just will only roll with one die.
Shit. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now I'm going to so here's where I'm going to mention Dev has 2 crits, Dorcas has 1 crit. You may give your crits to your friends.
I don't have any. I don't roll well. I do not roll well enough for that. Can I have a? Can I have a crit?
have to be fully transparent. I actually don't have any crits. I've already spent them.
Okay.
I spent both
Dev,
of them this session, so that is on Dev.
Dev, can I have a crit, Dev?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll magically send it to you.
I start playing. I rickroll them in response, and that's how they know. And then
Oh,
they
there you go.
help
You
me
have the you.
get a
That's what
secure
it is.
channel.
So you append the wave file
Yes.
of the Rickroll to the
Yes.
to the header of the communication.
Yes.
So when you're getting a hail, Dorcas, and you're hearing the Rickroll song, and you guys have established it's like your safe word. Like when you hear the Rickroll
Beautiful.
song, you know that it's Maze.
I'll accept this communication.
Great.
You're
I couldn't
checking the
I
targets?
couldn't let Maze up. I couldn't let Maze down.
Incredible. I frantically type. Not a lot of time to talk. Nothing went well. Dogs are gone, and Cora is gone. Give me another 10, 15 minutes. Heart.
I give
Greater than three. Greater than three. Greater
Exactly.
than three.
There's no emojis on this ship. This is the old version.
It's a party ship. They have no heart.
I have no heart.
colon parentheses.
Um,
No, we are not going to give 10 to 15 minutes, by the way. We're heading straight for the station. We are getting... Maze is in trouble. That is what I got from that notice.
Yep.
Okay.
So Dorcas, are you responding to Maze?
No.
Okay.
Awesome.
So Maze, you get no response.
I just like wait for a minute. I'm like,
no, you get colons parentheses. You get a smiley face.
oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Awesome.
very descript.
So the cursor blinks, and then you get colon, paren.
Haha. Okay, perfect. They know what's going on. Okay, awesome. And then I kind of shift gears to start working on getting into the slice it in, getting in the I don't know what to call it, but getting into coordinates for the missiles.
Okay. So all right. So initial access to the computer system. So why don't you go ahead and slice first?
Slice. I want to crit so bad. That's a 12.
Okay. It's really good. It's really good slicing software.
Oh, I'm sorry. 13. I forgot I upped my prowess. 13.
Okay. What's your next highest?
Shit. 11.
11's good enough.
Fuck yes.
If it had been a 12, it would have failed, but no. All right. So you're in. You're able to. You get past the initial layer of intrusions countermeasures, and you basically have free reign of the system. So what you were able to figure out is that no one missile has enough primordial matter inside of it to be able to pull off something as substantial as you want to be able to do. You're going to have to somehow
Program all of them.
You're going to have to program all of them, and you're going to have to perform some type of coordinated effort.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
Back to Dorcas and Dev. The Marauder is providing you with cover fire while you make your way towards the station. Unfortunately, basically, you have been identified as an unknown, as a threat, as a wild card in this equation, and
this
so
hunk of junk.
So the station's guns are going to start opening fire on you. So I need an operate from Dorcas to weave again.
Bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. That's a 10.
And it's enough. So you don't take a hit that time. You bob and weave. And Dev, what would you like to do? You're pretty sure that the guns on this ship are not good. You will not be able to put a dent in
All right.
in the station. Do you have any other ideas?
Threaten with a missile.
We have 2 missiles left, or is it 1 missile left? I lost count.
Hang on a second. I think you have 2 because I think you started with 3 and I think you used 1.
We've used 2.
Okay, so that means you have 1 left.
We have 1.
So you figure that wherever you try to dock legitimately, you are going to be faced with resistance because the station's on alert and you're being shot at, and so if 2 of you can do is you can, if Dorcas scans for a hull vulnerability, you can blow a hole open in it and make yourself a door.
Yeah, I'll scan away.
So go ahead and roll operate.
12.
Yeah. Despite the station having sensor scramblers on it and all kinds of fancy gear, you can find a hull vulnerability. So Dev, go ahead and roll and launch that missile.
Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there we go. That one will work. 11.
What's your next highest?
11.
Okay, that'll be good. That's good enough. So that missile punches a hole right in the hull, and you see atmosphere venting, and you probably even caught a crew member or 2 getting sucked out into the vacuum of space. Back to Maze. So you are there. You have hacked your way into a computer terminal. You're able to see the missile assembly. You can see that there are missiles that have a payload of the primordial matter on them already. It looks like there are 8 of them, and it looks like they have yet to receive any kind of specific instructions. So they're kind of like they're on standby.
Mm-hmm. The said 8.
There are 8 missiles with the primordial matter loaded onto them, and that have yet to receive instructions.
Okay. Okay, I need to roll if I actually have this big brain moment as Maze, because Maze isn't very smart. Maybe. Okay. So what Maze is thinking about right now is like there's 8, and then Maze is trying to remember the shape on the front of the book that I apparently stole but don't remember because I steal a lot of stuff and I don't remember everything I steal. It just kind of is a thing that I do. But Maze is like, there was a lot of points on that thing. So my thought is I take all 8 of them and I make a circle around this entire like thing.
Okay. So yeah, so the pattern, the symbol that was on the cover of the book was a series of 8 circles that were interconnected. Yes.
Mhm.
So you're going to program the 8 missiles to launch and to surround the station.
Yes.
Okay, what are you going to have them do? Because it's not about just it's not it's not enough to just give the missiles instructions, but to launch. But then once they launch, basically, um, you have to tell the primordial matter what you want it to do. That's what that really complicated computer program was that was fed into the probe.
Yeah.
So you're going to need a big slicing moment here in order to be able to take to do that kind of programming.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're going to have to do it without being noticed.
Yeah.
So maybe roll sneak first.
Yeah. Can do. Ah. So close. It sucks. That's a 12.
Oh, that's good enough.
Haha. I rolled a
rolled
10
I
and a
rolled I
9.
rolled jump.
That's so
So
sad.
yeah, everybody else is so involved with what they're doing, it doesn't look like you are drawing anyone's attention.
Mhm.
So um, while you're pondering your next move, back to Dorcas and Dev. So the fighters that were launched to take care of you are now tied up with the Marauder. The Marauder was for providing you with cover fire and is now dealing with them. You found an opening where you were able to punch a hole with your last missile into the hull of the station and quite literally make a hole. So my question to you is what do you do next?
We go find Maze.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I would like well, step one, when we burst a hole
Yes.
into the side of the ship, the side of the station.
Yes.
Was the speed racer big enough to like plug that, or are we having another like brig, another situation like we had in episode 1 where vacuum of space?
You have a choice. So you can either do a spacewalk or you can try and basically create a vacuum seal with your docking tube with at this hole. Now the spacewalk will likely be easier, but if both of you go, that means that you're leaving the speed racer unmanned. That is, if both of you go. Would you like to
Right.
split the party a second time?
Well, I feel like if anybody's going at that point, that's Dev going. So that is not in my hands to
Well, maybe Dorcas wants to have a chat with Dev and
yeah.
see what they think.
I can do it. I can get her.
Okay.
I can do it.
I'll stay here on some comms and be prepared to not blast another missile through another side of the walls. I will search for docking or maybe some airlocks or something somewhere. Navigate a plan for y'all to get out to get to.
Okay. One
Don't
thing
blow
you
up.
know. Don't blow up. Blowing
I
up
will
is
try
okay.
hard not to.
Okay. One thing you know for sure is that there will be, whenever there's a hull breach like this, they would have put either force fields in place to contain it or they would have physical blast doors. So when you so Dev, you're gonna suit up in your spacewalk suit. You go through the hole. You're gonna be back on the station. You are going to be faced with force fields that are containing the breach. So in order to proceed, you're going to have to disable the force field. How would you like to do that?
Is there a control panel obvious?
Yeah.
That would.
Yeah.
I shoot it.
Okay.
I don't do no slicing like everybody. Oh, 2 10s with a 13.
Oh yeah. Kablooey. So the control panel sparks and smokes, and there's plasticine. It's like burning like plastic, and you see the force field flash and then go dark.
Scamper down the hall.
All right, Dorcas. You said you're trying to find an airlock that you can dock with.
Not even necessarily dock with. More so, like I am prepared to make these two do a spacewalk, and I'll swoop them up if I have to.
Okay.
But we are looking for prime exits and figuring out where they are on the ship in relative to.
It looks like the central spine has egress points. The what connects the central spine to the rings is little more than frame struts. So I mean, there's no actual passageways there, because all of that is all, at least in the case of the central ring, is all weapon emplacements. So nobody walks. If there was any malfunction that had to be repaired, an engineer or a technician would have to get into a spacesuit and go out and repair it in doing a spacewalk. There are no crawl spaces that lead to that outer ring.
Okay.
So there are egress points along the spine. So probably the best way to approach it would be to communicate with you and Dev.
Mm-hmm.
For Dev to tell you once they've found maze and once they make their way to an egress point, to an airlock.
Okay.
And that's where I think I'm going to call the commercial break.
Hard.
Oh, God.
right. So with the use of aggressive technological manipulation, Dev blasted his way into past the force field and further down the corridor. In the engine room maze where you are, all of a sudden you hear an alert and you hear structural integrity, sections Z4 alpha frame 12, force fields in place to compensate, security detachment on the way to investigate.
So is that being directed at me that I have
No,
to
it was just
investigate?
it was announced for everybody to hear.
Okay. I'm gonna like just kind of look at everybody else to see what they're doing first.
They seem to be either more concerned with their immediate work, or they're letting security take care of it.
Incredible. I'm just gonna stay put.
They're engineers and scientists and technicians, and they're letting security take care of it.
Incredible. And I'm just gonna keep blending in and trying to slice and dice this up.
Also, to correct before, so the symbol on the front of the book was 2 rings. It was an inner ring of 6 with an outer ring of 7, so for a total of 13.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be 13 probes with payloads on them of this primordial matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Wait.
what also occurs to you is that if you want to pull off what your original plan was, which was to undo everything that the authority did to the system, chances are you'd have to spread those probes out much farther beyond just the immediate station. You'd have to spread
Yeah.
them out throughout the entire system.
Yeah. Incredible. And so like would I know that the outer ring would be like the outer part of the system and then the inner ring would be in the middle of the
That
system
stands
ish?
to reason. You just don't. I mean, well, having done your hacking, you find your way to a diagram that shows that basically lines up. Yes. So it
Right.
looks like ultimately that's the way that they were going to deploy them. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they were doing it. They were doing test firings to accomplish certain things, certain goals.
Yeah.
So the diagram that you find shows that arrangement of the 13, 6 within the systems and 7 outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
What the purpose of that was, you don't quite know. The diagram doesn't indicate that. So
Okay.
far they achieved 2 things. They undid the destruction of the one planet, and they undid the departure of this technical support task force.
Yeah.
What they planned on doing next is uncertain.
Yeah. Okay. So then my thought process is to the first thing I want to check is the planetary positions in relation to each other and obviously in relation to the diagram.
So it doesn't seem like the diagram. It seems like it's irrespective of the planetary positions. The diagram was formulated without the position. The position of the planets didn't factor into it.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, maybe it could be so easy. Like, I just put the 6 in the middle on a planet. But no, it's not like that. That'd be too easy.
Well, I mean, there is.
Um,
Well, actually, I mean, now that you mention that, though, there are 6 planets in the system.
yep. Yeah.
So deploying one probe to each planet does make sense. It's a reasonable conclusion you can draw from the way the diagram
Yeah.
is arranged, but
Mhm.
it wouldn't line up with, because the damage that the authority scientists did to those planets was done already. So would they be trying to undo that themselves? It's unlikely, but
Yeah.
maybe they had something else in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I'm going to just try to figure out the positions of the 6 that would remain in the system.
So the diagram gives you kind of destination points. So it
Mhm.
looks like each of the probes is programmed to, it almost like it has a telemetry package on it. So that way it can do some very rudimentary um, positioning of itself.
Oh, perfect.
So they feed the program to it. The program launches the probes position themselves, and then
Mhm.
the over program runs it and utilizes the primordial matter to achieve some effect, which is unclear.
Okay. And then we would obviously have to program this to, I guess, jump back decades?
To undo everything,
Yeah.
going back to when the authority first arrived in the system.
Yeah, so it'd be decades.
Yeah, probably anywhere from 30 to 50 years.
Okay.
But you remember, don't forget, you're not actually time traveling, you're undoing
No.
everything that has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thought is like I'd rather overdo it than
Mhm.
underdo it.
Okay.
So my mind is 60 years
Okay.
is what I'd like to program.
Okay. Um, you're going to have trouble doing that on your own.
Mhm.
So you're going to have to try and convince the main computer to help you with this.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a slice.
Okay.
You're
And the
basically
slice
going
is
to,
to
I'm
try
sorry,
to this slice is to try to
you're going to try and
con-
convince the computer to start working on. So you're going to feed it. This is the kind of program that I want you to
mm,
compile.
yeah.
That's the slice.
Okay. Slice. Oh. Oops. I forgot about that. Okay. That is 13.
Yeah, that's good enough.
All right.
So you talk to the computer. Shall we play a game sort of situation?
Yeah.
And the game is rewrite reality to where our friends have their home back.
Yeah. But in so many words that no one can trace it back.
Gotcha.
Who might be watching. More like rewrite history. Um I keep forgetting the name. What is it? It's not the
Oh,
Empire. It's
Hyroken.
one more time.
Hyroken.
No,
The
it's not the
authority.
Empire. The
Oh, the
what?
authority. The
The
authority.
Authority.
Yeah.
Rewrite history. Um, fuck. It's like authority just before their peak,
Okay.
sort of thing,
Okay.
to try to cover my tracks.
Okay. Dorcas. So you're hanging. You're trying to fly casual, waiting for Dev and Maze to tell you that they're ready for the pickup.
Yeah. If
Okay.
possible, would like to try to like sensor read and see if I can keep an eye on them.
You didn't. Did you want to use your last gear point to put transponders on them that you could track?
Yes. Congrats. Well, maybe not. Maybe not Maze. I don't think I honestly want to know where Maze ends up sometimes. If one of those,
Maze doesn't even know she's offended yet.
I can feel it in my bones that someone's talking shit.
I also don't know if Maze would have allowed me to put a
All right.
tracker
So
on.
you got
I
the you
feel
got
like Dev, I could have just like, you got this, buddy.
All right, so you can track Dev.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay.
Keep an
So
eye.
Dev, there's way more activity on board the station than the last time you were here. It's like night and day difference. It's not running on reserve power. There's traffic. You can hear footsteps from corridors around you, um, and it's a safe bet that when you disabled that force field, that it alerted security.
Cool, cool.
So what do you do?
I need to find Maze.
So if
And
Maze was sticking to the plan was to make her way to,
computers.
yes, to the computer core. So that would be in the central spine of the station, at the very middle, where main engineering is, where the power core is, and where the computer core is. Um, do you want to do that? Um, do you want to try not to be noticed?
I want to try to not be noticed,
Okay.
but if
So
I am, I'm inspecting. They
okay.
I, they know I was inspecting before, or somebody
Okay.
told me.
So go ahead and roll. You get to roll one die and add cunning to try and walk about unnoticed.
I gotta get my green one. My green one's good. That's a 5.
Yeah. Um, almost immediately, a one of these security squads comes up and spots you and um, identify yourself. Provide your credentials.
Yeah, hi. I'm part of the surprise inspection that the captain knows about. He said we are allowed to go around and make sure that everything's inspecting right, and so I'm inspecting the inspecting.
Okay, roll argue.
Oh gosh, what's argue? Where's argue?
It's the very
Mm,
first
okay. Ooh.
automatic skill.
Ooh.
Plus competence.
I'm competent. Oh, that is a 10. Okay. That's 13.
Yeah, these guys don't know the protocol for secret inspectors, so it seems like they're like, Okay, carry on."
By the way, do you know the way to the computers? Because that's next on my chart of what I need to check on.
Oh yeah, take the central bank turbo lifts to the delta, the epsilon level. Yes, that's main engineering. Yes, that's where you want to go.
Excellent. Good job, soldier. I will put you down as very, very competent in your duties. Excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
And they proceed to continue on their patrol. All right. So you make your turbo lift, epsilon level, main engineering, and you realize very quickly that you're in a space freighter, like a light freighter EV suit. You are going to stick out like a sore thumb. You have everybody in some type of authority dress, scientists in uniforms, technicians in jumpsuits, though the scientists are probably in like lab coats, but you are not wearing any type of standard issue authority dress. And as soon as somebody spots you, you're going to have to go through the rigmarole all over again. And you just don't, I mean, you can certainly try, but you, you just don't know how long the secret inspector shtick is going to last for.
I think I would look for anything marked like wardrobe, crew quarters, somewhere where they might have
Crew quarters would
those
work. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can
people
find crew quarters.
sleeping, just undress them while they're sleeping. I don't know.
All right, let's see. I just had that open and I closed it, of course. Peace. All right. So what are you better at? What's your best, what are your better stats?
Competence, cunning. Those are the two.
So we'll call this explore.
All right. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, that's a 9. Good. 12.
So you are, thankfully for you, authority protocols for how are very cookie cutter. This is where we put the crew quarters. This is where we put the mess. This is where we put the head. When it comes to a space station like this, it's all very standard issue. So finding the crew quarters is no problem. Only problem is that you're going to find crew in their crew quarters.
All right, I'm here to inspect your uniforms. Please show me what you have and let me make sure that they're properly repaired
Yeah,
and
roll that bullshit again, please.
oh gosh,
And I
God.
mean, they all, it's like racks of barracks, and they all snap to and hop to. What you got?
I rolled a 13.
Oh,
I
that's good
love this
enough.
die. It's my friend forever.
These are all green squatties. They seem to be young and highly impressionable, and they snap too, and they are they will present all of their gear, uniforms, and gear for inspection.
Excellent, excellent. So I pick one that's looks like about would fit me
Okay.
and just I'm sorry. This one definitely needs something, repairing something. It's not right. I don't know what you did to it, but I will take it and make sure
Are you
you bring
sure,
it back.
sir? It was just issued to me 2 weeks ago. I mean, he just seems like he's flush and he's stammering and he's
That
sweating
is
and he's like, oh no, I'm gonna fail the inspection.
no problem. No problem. I'm sure that they just got the wrong supplies at the wrong time because they just changed things in central disbursement and you probably just got the wrong thing. So no problem. No problem. I won't
Okay,
put any demerits on you
okay,
at
sir.
all.
Thank you,
I will
sir.
just take
I
this.
appreciate no demerit, no demerits, sir.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, you are good. As you were.
Okay,
I
and
step
they're
out
gonna
and change quick.
okay. All right. So heading to main engineering in order to try and find Maze. Um, so Maze, you convinced the computer to start working on compiling this supercomputer program. It's going to take time.
Okay. Is there
Uh,
anything I can do to speed it up?
no, it's the computer is, and you can actually see. Um, it looks like it is pulling in computing power from all of the terminals.
Mhm.
So the other thing that you're going to have to contend with is eventually somebody else is going to is going to figure out that all of a sudden somebody gave a command to the main computer to uh, divert all available resources, all memory and processing power in order to compile this Uber program.
I had an idea, and it's
Okay.
very maze, so I think I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay.
But maze, um, is going to make a big scene and just like call everybody's attention and just be
Okay.
like, I need everybody's eyes up here, eyes up here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, okay?
Dev, as soon as you get off the turbo lift, you hear the unmistakable voice
It's
of
maze, baby.
Maze. Yeah, of Maze causing some type of making a scene. All of us, and people are just like very incredulously looking in your direction, like, um, okay, what?
I received direct orders from the captain to divert some of our power resources for the um
Do you mean the
maze.
Commodore?
The Commodore?
Yes. There's a
Yes. The captain
Commodore
used
is in charge of the technical force group.
yes. The captain used different terms with me because we're like, we
Commodore.
have yes. All a lot of your power resources will be diverted to the main computer for something that is completely out of your control. I just wanted to let you all know so that you don't, freak out because everything is going according to what it needs to.
Okay.
So there's
Can you
nothing
roll your argue for me, please?
argue. That is a 12.
Next highest.
That is a 12.
Next highest.
That is a 4.
I had 2 9s and a 5.
I had 2 9s and a 1.
So now is when I'm going to ask if Dev wants to help with their, because Dev now has, if I remember, you gave a crit to Maze. You had two,
Yep.
went down to one, but then you picked up another one.
Yep.
So you still have two. So do you wanna, how would, because this is what's, so Dev sees the scene, and it's very clear to Dev that Maze is like super focused. They seem super confident. It's not going over with the rest of these people. All of a sudden, some supervisor is going to walk over. He's going to look over at the terminal that Maze is at. Is going to be like, "I was not made aware of any special directive from the Commodore. Uh, I'm going to have to confirm these orders." So, does Dev want to try and do anything to?
You there at the computer. You are doing the special project the Commodore has tasked you with, correct?
Absolutely.
And everything is going well. Yes?
Everything is going well right now.
Good, because he wanted me to assure him, words are hard, wanted me to assure him that you are doing everything to your ability and everything is all copacetic and we're good. Yes?
Capiche capuche. Everything
That's
is
right.
good.
I will inform him that you are doing the work properly. All of you, I appreciate your support. The Commodore greatly appreciates your support. You will be
Excuse me.
commended upon all your good work.
Right. Who are you?
I was part of the Inspector General's inspection of the ship, and part of that inspection involves the computers. And so that is why this person is doing this great, massive project to ensure that the computers are computing correctly and that all the processes
Could
work.
you roll argue for me, please?
Oh, God, why?
Or burn a crit and say that you succeed.
You could just burn a crit.
Burn a crit.
Okay. So this supervisor looks at Dev and looks at Maze. I guess this is above my pay grade. And
Yes,
turns
it
around
is.
and goes back to what he's doing.
Inspector, there's some uh classified things that I'd like to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
Excellent. Well, I'll go up by Maze.
Okay.
And I kind of just like give the lowdown of everything that's going on.
Yeah, Dorcas is out, just waiting to hear from us, and she's gonna come swimming in and save us. And
It's gonna take a long time.
how
this
long?
is no shit. This is no.
I'm telling you, dude.
We gotta um can I go to another terminal and see if I can call my dogs?
I mean, you could have done that right from here, from the terminal that you're at, but
I was gonna ask because it's already doing, or it's
well,
not.
well,
I don't,
no, don't forget, every terminal has been retasked to coordinate with the main computer.
yeah.
So um, you would have to use a a standalone unit, like a handheld unit
hmm
of a handheld computer, in order to make contact with the drones.
And I would understand that the clothes that I ripped off that other guy have
Yeah,
a handheld.
sure. Um, do you know how to use it? Does Maze know how to
No,
use it? You can try that.
I would love to try. I don't know how
Okay.
to use it,
You
but
can roll a die and add your either prowess or your knowledge.
okay. Ha! That's a crit. Ha ha. That's
Uh,
a 10 plus 4 is 14.
okay. Well, you succeeded. You managed to make contact with the drones.
Simple command, come up to the main computer control room.
Okay. How long that's going to take, you're not sure because you don't know where they are.
Yeah. The entire room understands that now all of kind of their power is being rerouted.
Computer resources. So, um, memory storage, processor power. Yes.
Um, do I have to make a roll to see if I can still have that open communication between the main computer and myself?
You can. I mean, the communication is open. It's just that it can't accept any more commands. It's you tasked it. It is in the process of compiling the Uber program, so it's occupied.
Will we need to give the fire command?
Yes. The only
So,
way that you can give the fire command is from the command center, which is at the top of
Mhm.
the spine.
Okay. So, send another message to my dogs.
Okay.
Stand guard. Um, to the computers. And then I turn to Dev and I'm like, we have to get upstairs again. So I'm just a little scientist. Be big, be loud about it. we gotta go.
All right, Dorcas, you're watching the transponder that you slapped onto Dev, and you're watching as Dev is making his way up the central spine, up to the control room, the command center, where you guys were the last time.
Well, perfect. Then I know exactly where I can go ahead and just. Sure.
And just park yourself.
I wouldn't say necessarily park. We're definitely idling though.
Okay, got it.
Never fully taking, maybe more neutral than park.
One
All
foot
right.
on the brake and one foot on the gas.
Yeah, correct.
Um, so Dev and Maze, you are heading to the turbo lift and make your way up towards the command center, and you're faced with a similar scenario like you saw the last time. You see all these guys in these black robes, hoods over their heads, silver trim on the edges of the fabric, and they are they're operating the computer terminals that are in the command center. And the same guy is there. He's at a central kind of table, like an island, and he is beep bop boop.
Okay, Dev, we have to get to the beep bop boop.
We need to get to the bebop boop.
Yeah,
So
we have
we
to.
got to remove the bopper of the booper.
Yeah, and then I have to get in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, back again for more inspecting then.
Yes, I wanted to make my report, if you don't mind, sir.
You're welcome to make your report. I don't care about your report, honestly. Um,
Well, I have some things I need to show you here, if you don't mind.
I do actually. You're wasting my time.
Well, you're wasting my time by saying that I'm wasting your time when this is very important. This was mandated by Central Command. They said we had to do the full inspection. I made the full inspection. Part of the full inspection is to give you my report of the inspection so that you can follow up on the problems that I found and commend all the soldiers that I did say that would be commended. And
So you watch as the other robed figures reach into the folds of their robes and pull out masks, which they attach to their faces. And I don't, if memory serves me correctly, standard issue authority uniforms do not come equipped with portable atmosphere canisters. Uh, I would recommend that you hold your breath. Presses a button on the panel, and all of a sudden you hear, and you can feel the atmosphere being sucked out of the command center. So I would need Dev and Maze to roll steal
oh crap. Steal.
or defend. I mean, I can see you
The
making a
same
case
for
for
me.
adding stature or resolve.
Okay.
Whichever.
Wait, no.
I got 12.
Come on. I also got a 12.
Okay. You feel like you've probably got maybe a couple of minutes of air, but this guy just intentionally just disabled external life support in the command center, and sensors are coming on for you, Dorcas, that are saying to that effect. Like as you're scanning the station, you're scanning the command center, you can see that they just disabled life support in the command center.
Well, that's awfully rude of them. there a way to turn them back on remotely?
I mean, if you could try and slice.
I mean, the worst that can happen is it doesn't work. So I mean, like, sure. I'll catch you guys if something explodes.
Would you like to try?
How close is
You've seen
the
Maze do it before.
how close is the nearest entry point?
Um, I mean, close enough.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'd rather be inside trying this than remotely trying this. I feel like if I'm inside, I can operate a panel.
Well, you can operate. You probably know your own computers better than the computers on the station.
Okay.
I'll let you. You're welcome.
I was gonna say, can I do an operate instead of a slice? Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, we're definitely gonna try this.
Sure.
A lot more confident with operating things. That is a 13.
All right. You guys are you're feeling the atmosphere start to thin out, and all of a sudden it stops. You can hear the suction stop, and the guy at the central island console looks up and says, "Oh, curious. We must have company." He turns away from the central console and walks over to a viewport, starts looking out.
Go, Max. Go.
As soon as he moves, I move.
Okay.
I
sneak.
would like to
Roll sneak.
Ha. Sneaky. That's a 12.
Next highest.
That is an 8.
Okay. He seems to be looking for whatever caused the disabling of the life support to stop out through one of the ports, and he left the central console wide open.
I would like to schedule a command.
Okay.
For like, if I look at my handheld, how much more time does the computer need?
It seems like it's got like 78% complete, so probably not much longer.
Okay, I'd like to schedule command for 90 seconds from now that says fire.
Okay.
This is going to take a while for all of them to get in position anyway.
I suspect that there were 3 of you last time, and he's talking as he's looking out the viewport, but he's very clearly talking to the 2 of you, to Dev and to Maze. There were 3 of you the last time. If I recall. You'll forgive me, but all my work handling the primordial matter, I'm able to keep track of the changes a little bit easier than the rest of the crew on board the station. So Dorcas, you watch the 2 at Devon Maze. You watch as he extends a hand, and Dorcas, you feel like a tractor beam has just grabbed the speed racer, and you feel the ship getting pulled towards the station.
I'd like to try and break free.
Okay. You can roll operate to do that.
Okay. That is a 10.
That is not good enough.
Oh.
You're getting pulled closer to the station. You'll have one more round to try and break free before you are pulled in and the ship will collide with the station. Maze and Dev, what do you do?
Have I scheduled the fire command?
Mhm.
I want to throw my knife at the person.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strike.
Okay, strike.
Now, are you trying to injure him or are you trying to interrupt what he's doing?
I'm just trying to interrupt what he's doing.
Okay.
12.
All right.
Yeah, that's a 0.
So you make contact. Your knife strikes and sinks right into his shoulder, and he lets out a pained expression, and Dorcas, you feel whatever it was that had um, latched onto the ship, let go. Dev, what do you do?
I am going to. Oh gosh. What are the other guys doing?
They have turned away from the stations that they're at, and they've turned their attention towards the two of you.
I am just gonna pull out my blaster. I guess it's a blaster. I don't know what it is.
Well, don't
And just
forget that you have that deck sweeper, which was like your space shotgun.
oh yes, yeah. I'm pulling that puppy out
Okay.
and just ready for anybody who makes a flippin' move, but sort of kind of pointing it at main guy.
Okay. So you want main guy to be included in the cone?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to fire, or are you going to like threaten?
I'm just threatening.
All right. So go ahead and roll. I'll let you roll argue, and which is better for you, your competence or your cunning?
They're both the same at
Okay.
3.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, 12.
Next highest.
9.
Okay. They seem to be you seem to be keep holding them at bay. So you with your threats and you opening up with the deck sweeper, they seem to be they're not taking any action yet. Dorcas, what do you do?
Since we are able to break away, I guess we're just going to continue to
How
maintain.
long? How long? Uh, Maze and Dev are going to be able to stand up against the folks that are in the command center um, is questionable.
Okay. Then we're going to start docking
Okay.
procedures at the closest like airlock area.
Okay. So there is a dedicated airlock in the command center, and that's where you can latch on to. So Maze and Dev, you both hear um, that a ship has docked with the command center's airlock.
I immediately look at Dev and say we have to go. We don't have time.
Everything's all good? We're good?
I think so. It's the best we have now. And all
Right.
we can do is go.
All right, you're able to get back on the ship, and Dorcas, you're going to GTFO.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to take one of the gunner positions just in case.
Oh, yeah, I probably should. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This I'm familiar with this. Okay. Much better.
Um, so you're able to take off. When the 90-second mark hits, you watch as the missile ports on that central ring flash, and they each deploy. There's 2 stages, so there's enough to deploy the first 6, and then the following 7, and they do it in 2 stages, and they reach points throughout the system and kind of make a vaguely 3-dimensional configuration. And Dorcas, with your afterburners, you're able to take it fast enough. As you are leaving, one thing that you see on the edge of the system is another ship besides the Marauder. So the Marauder figured out its opportunity to get away, and it fled to the edge of the system. The other thing that you see is another ship. Its hull is sleek and black, and it looks like it's not of a style like the other Authority ships. Your attempts to scan it with your sensors are reflected back, so you are unable to scan anything off that ship. All of a sudden, you see a sequence of purple flashes from each of these probes, and you watch as time is reversed. And the task force leaves, and you watch on the scanners as the climatological changes, the planetological changes that were made over the last 50 some odd years are undone. Habitation is returned, and one of the 5 planets, the space station is gone. The space station it was never deployed. One of the planets was habitable and had a rather sizable city on it, probably capable of supporting somewhere in the neighborhood of a few 100,000 folks, local inhabitants. And you basically watch as the program that Maze fed to the main computer basically utilized the primordial matter to rewrite reality, to reverse the flow of time and restore this system back to the way it was before the Authority showed up. And then you're hailed.
Dorcas, you can answer that?
Do we recognize the caller ID?
Caller ID is unknown.
Do you want me to answer? I'm really good at answering. You know this.
I think I can do this one.
All right, lean over.
Go for Speed Racer.
Impressive.
Yeah. Who's this?
You think that I would actually tell you who I am?
I can hope.
Well, you can continue to hope. I'm very glad to see that you won this round, but at least I know what the substance is capable of, and now it's just a matter of time. And the channel closes.
But
the channel closes, and the sleek black hulled ship jumps to FTL.
Can I try to pull
so
something?
Stupid and don't say things the way so people understand them.
Can I try to pull one, like a single thing from the comms?
What do you mean?
Like just to pull, whether it's ship name, whether it's like if there's like an authority like emblem. Can I pull anything?
No markings, no signatures. The sensors, the quality of the sensors on board the Speed Racer are not substantial enough, and you also didn't have time to try and slice.
Okay. I still have my handheld.
Yeah.
Did I pick up anything weird on there?
No.
From the communication?
Nope.
Okay.
And that's when you get another hail, and this time you recognize the caller ID because it's It's your two former prisoner friends who you had help you out.
Jet and Corbin.
Jet and Corbin.
Let's go. Can I answer this one? Dorcas, please.
Fine.
Yes! And I like slam it. And I'm like, Jet! Corbin! What's up?
What just happened?
What's the word? It's primordial. Is that the word, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
primordial time goop.
Primordial time goop is what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything that we're reading from here seems it's like everything's back to normal.
Yeah, time goop. Does that make sense? Time goop.
Oh, it doesn't make any sense at all. No.
So time is
You can keep
change.
repeating the words. Yeah, you can keep repeating the words. It's not going to help it make sense.
Yeah, I'm saying time has changed.
Okay, we
Does
got
that make
that.
sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
we got that.
Yeah. And the time goop gave us the opportunity to experience time change.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, by all accounts, it's as if the authority was never here.
As of right now, yes.
Wow.
Because time go back and the goop made it so that it happened. That's how I understand it.
Got it. And there's like several moments of just dead air. The channel is open and you can hear, and I don't
Maze
know what
is just eagerly anticipating their response.
and Jet is like, I don't know what to say. Like, we didn't think that we would ever see our home ever again.
Oh, this is really emotional for you. Oh, I feel like an asshole now. I'm so sorry. Fuck. Dorcas, can you take over? I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
I mean, how can we possibly thank you, repay you? I mean, I don't know what to say.
Dorcas, you need repairs on the ship, right?
Yeah, I mean that would be swell. A little hands-on action on the bangs and the ding dongs.
Yeah. Dorcas,
There-
Nev,
there-
can you
there's
quickly
there's
close your ears?
there's a spaceport in our city. I mean, we can. I mean, as soon as we report in, we can explain everything, and I can't imagine why anyone would do anything to. I don't know if anybody's going to believe what happened. I don't know if they're going to know that anything actually did happen. But I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. Dorcas, Dev, can you quickly close your ears? Okay. Hey. Do you know if there's any underground fighting rings down there?
Underground. I mean, there's prize fighting.
No, I want underground stuff. You know, I need to get nitty gritty. I gotta get my knife skills up. Don't tell them. They don't know
Well,
anything.
it's no holds barred,
Okay.
but it's regulated. I mean, it's
I don't want regulation. I don't want regulation. I want fun.
okay, but we managed to have fun. I mean, those guys that do it, they're ultimate warriors.
Okay, so I'm at. So what you're telling me?
They paint their faces. They dress up in ribbons.
So what you're telling me is I'm asking the wrong person. So I just need to talk to them. So if you could give me their contact, then we're good. And then you don't have to worry about where I'm gonna go at night. Okay? All you gotta do is you gotta tell the chef, make me some bomb ass meals. All right? Thanks, Dev.
Okay. So hopefully, Dev and Maze and Dorcas feel a sense of satisfaction for having restored these people to their
Yes.
homes and used the time goop to to alter reality in ways that they probably didn't think were possible prior to having this run in with these pirates, um, and opened their eyes to wider mysteries and strangeness in this universe. And there's definitely more than meets the eyes and ears. And I think that's where we're going to bring it to a close.
Woo.
We fought
So,
authority, and
We
40
fought
40
authority.
doesn't always win.
um, but maybe they'll be around to bother people and annoy people's lives another day. We shall see.
It's a good time.
Um, so before we sign out, why don't you guys take the opportunity to let everybody know where they can find you,
Oh gosh.
if you so desire, if you want. I mean, otherwise it's all good. I just figured I'd give you the chance to give a shout. Otherwise, we'll say good night and good luck, and thank you for participating. And I hope you had a good time. Uh, and until next time, until we run into each other at another table down in the future.
Absolutely. Anybody want to start?
I think you want to start.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Merm. I played the murderous maze in this series. I've had a lot of fun playing. You can find me on Instagram at Mermwrites. That is at MIRMWRITES. Or you can find me on Blue Sky at mermtrain.bluesky.social. I play. I'm playing for charity on the Meadowlark channel. We're playing a Star Wars 5e game there, where I play a very charismatic, but also very. Octo is just living life, balls to the walls. I play that every Thursday, but our next one won't be until the 10th, I think it is. No, yes, the 10th of April. You can watch previous episodes on the Twitch channel. And then I have another game on the 13th, where I play an old grandma in Call of Cthulhu on the Enchanting Swords Enchanting Sorcery Productions. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Caden.
Yes, I'll jump in. Hi, I'm Caden. I can be found at Mama Caden, bluesky.social. I don't have any other really, oh my God, games coming up. So if you want somebody, hey, I'm available.
Awesome. Irby.
Yes, hi, howdy, thanks. I've been Dorcas for you tonight and the last 2 weekends. You can find me across the internet, and by across the internet, I mean just on TikTok and Blue Sky, and so maybe just on Blue Sky by the end of the week, we'll see. You can find me as Caesar Slod. Otherwise, just type in Irby Fitz. I'm the only one out there. If you're ever interested in playing a game with me, you can check me out on Start Playing, where I'm a GM for hire. I host games there regularly. Actual play wise, though, you can catch me on Pantsless Tables on alternating Tuesdays. So next Tuesday, where I'll be playing the Hound for one of our 2 Blades in the Dark campaigns. And then every third Thursday, I'm over on Shattered Tabletop Gaming, playing a nice little wholesome game of Wild Sea. We run a food truck ship, and it's super cute. So you should definitely come check that out. And if you are going to be in Boston next month for PAX East, please come say hi. I'll be storytelling. But I think that's all. Don't forget to check on your neighbors.
Awesome. I am Tezrak.bsky.social on Blue Sky. My link tree is Tezrak the Imp Slayer. You can find me pretty much at either of some variation thereof on, but the socials that I'm on the most are Blue Sky. And I'm playing in a variety of things, both stream. I might be joining a charity D&D campaign. I think I'm joining a charity D&D campaign coming up sometime in the near future. I'll get the details out about that. But otherwise, some things that are some private games online and some that are in person, and nothing really long form at the moment online. But I bounce around here and there, and I'll jump into just about anything. So that's me. So with that, thank you very much, and see you on the flip side.
Woo.
Bye.